and tried martial arts. I'm a second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. My instructor is Johnny Lee Smith. He's a fifth-degree black belt under Carlos Machado, a first-degree black belt under Hickson Gracie. I'm responsible for the crazy armbar that's going across the internet, and I do it all the time on high-level guys, bigger guys all the time. I brought Jonathan Beatty here. He's going to be my dummy. He's about 270 pounds of raw man, and I'm going to try to put him through the air. This flip is actually very technical. There's an easy way to do it. There's a fancy way to do it, but it's actually set up in a series. There's two submissions involved, one being a shoulder lock, and in the defense, it's going to give me the armbar. So we're going to show you how to do that. So from the turtle position to start with, this is the number one place I get it. It's not the easiest way to get it. I'll show you guys some easier ways to get it towards the end, but I do think this best expresses how the technique is used. It shows you, it's going to teach you how to use your shoulder pressure properly in order to be able to do the flip and everything like that. So anyways, we get here. First things first, I need his arm close to his neck. I need it in here defending. If it's out here on the floor, it's going to be too strong to get. This is the arm I'm going to be attacking. So by attacking his neck, it usually brings the arm in, or by hitting, either way, it gets the arm in close. I'm going to come inside, and I control his wrist, okay? Controlling closer to the pinky gives you a lot of leverage. The wrist is fine, but when I control the wrist, I straighten my arm like a Kimura sort of pressure. And go ahead and reach your arm back out there, Jonathan. See, once his hand is in, it's weak, and I'm able to keep it in, sort of like pinning somebody's hand up against their chest. I can also block it. My hand's just a block. I can put my fist on the floor, and it gets the same job done. So it's not the strength of your grip. I just don't need his hand to pop out. Now, I'm going to use the grip this time, and I'll use the fist a little bit later. So from here, I got control of the wrist. I'm going to begin to turn, straighten your arm, and begin to turn and face his legs. And as you do, you want to rotate your shoulder onto him. You rotate all your weight onto your shoulder. Now, when your weight's on your shoulder, go ahead and try to roll, Jonathan. It's very difficult for him to roll because my weight's driving down onto his back. This is also going to help sort of make like a push-pull method where it helps me extract this arm. Now, to finish extracting this arm, once I switch and face his legs, I'm going to make the double grip, and I'm going to begin to walk away from his hip. This is going to cause him to collapse. So I start to walk backwards away. It causes him to collapse. Keeping my shoulder on him, I'll finish the crank by leaning back, or I can attack the wrist lock here. And obviously, when he's here, try to roll, Jonathan, try to get up. He can't get up just simply because the pressure of my shoulder into his back. So that's important. This shoulder pressure is key. Now, let's go back to the turtle. I'll do it again with my fist. So the shoulder lock, the defense of the shoulder lock. See right there, his hand was out a little bit too far. I wouldn't get greedy with that. He's a big guy. Attack the neck. Start attacking the neck. Your hand comes inside. Control the wrist. I'm going to use my fist this time. Straighten my arm. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Go ahead and grab your hands together, Jonathan. So if he grabs his hands together, it doesn't matter. This is so strong. This extraction, hold, and you walk backwards. Is strong. It will pull. It'll pull that grip free because your shoulder's driving into that back. And I'll be able to crank and finish. Now, the defense, or one of the defenses, is when I begin to rotate, is he collapses onto his side. When he lays on this arm, it's a little bit harder to extract, but I will say you can still extract it. So come over here. Look how he's laying. As long as Jonathan's arm's bent, I can still shoulder lock him, even if he has his hands together. If I drive my shoulder into his back and I start to rotate with that double grip, keep your hands together. Yes. It will still eventually extract that arm. Okay, and you'll be able to get the crank. So the arm's bent, it doesn't matter. But go ahead and raise it back up just a little bit. Stick this arm under your belly. So, but if just like defending a Kimura, because this is a sort of a version of a Kimura, if he grabs the inside of his leg, now, and that arm gets a little straighter. See, if his arm's bent, I can still almost pull it out. But if this arm's a little straighter, Now it becomes hard to pull out. So the arm's straight and it's anchored to that leg. So now it's creating problems for my extraction. But this is where the armbar comes in. So I come in and I control the wrist. It's important that my elbow is low. This helps me control the lift. Okay, my shoulder's still pressing into that back there. Now, while you're trying to extract, it's important that you keep trying to extract because it keeps him defending. Then I can come up onto my feet, standing real close to him, hips low, okay? And then I straighten my legs all in one motion. Because my elbow's low, it'll be an easy lift. Straighten your legs. Here, leg goes over the head, and we finish. Now I'll show you the footwork a little bit, and there's an easier way to do it, sort of a less fancy way. And that is, once you're here, and you control the wrist, we kind of walk into him. We just make him do a sideways shoulder roll. So I control, I pop up with my feet. Now I make him do a sideways shoulder roll. I'll walk towards his shoulders. So I straighten my legs, I walk, step over his head, sit. I generally practice this a lot before I tried the flip just to kind of help me with the footwork. And then I sit back and I attack the arm. Now, let's explain that lift and why the lift works first. So go ahead and stand up. The lift is like a high crotch from the ground. So if you're familiar with a high crotch, my arm needs to go right up and down the center of his hips, his butt crack. If it's here and my hips are in close, I should be able to lift him straight up. But if it's off center, if it's off to the side, it don't matter if I get my hips in. If I try to lift, it's going to strain my back, and I can't really control if he's going to fall backwards to the side, whatever. If you're in the middle of the hips, he's going up. That's one thing you can count on. So if he's down on all fours again, and I collapse the arm, he grabs the inside of his leg, I want to make sure my elbow and my bicep go in line with that hip. That creates that high crotch grip. It creates a great handle and a great point of control for you to be able to pop up and lift and do the finish. Now, other setups, other common setups, I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. This is obviously an easier setup, but I'm on his back. I use this one all the time too. I start attacking the neck, and we all know which side to go to, away from the choking hand. He starts to go towards that side, and my arm gets trapped up underneath his body. Well, that's fine. He starts trying to put his back on the floor. I catch the wrist, and then I send him over there with my butterfly hook. Now look, we're right here to the same grip. I control the wrist. I can do the easy way where I straighten my legs and I walk towards his head. It's a good setup. Another good one, easy one for you more beginners to practice if that shoulder pressure is hard. But really, if you don't understand the shoulder pressure, the whole submission becomes a little bit more difficult. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're Triad Martial Arts Academy in Coleman. We're the best school in the state of Alabama. Come by and pay us a visit if you're ever in town. Peace out.